Hi there, I'm Uwe, founder of InvoiceBerry, the online invoicing software for your small business. Today we're learning how to connect Acuity Scheduling, which is owned by Squarespace nowadays, with InvoiceBerry in order to send invoices for your scheduled meetings. So that's the homepage of Acuity, and I've already created a test account, and I've got my Zapier open here, I've got my dashboard of Acuity open, and I've got my InvoiceBerry account open. So the workflow we're trying to create today is we want to get any meeting that gets booked in Acuity. We want to connect it with Zapier, and Zapier sends those information to our InvoiceBerry account. Then we create a new client in InvoiceBerry. We create an invoice for that client and we email out that invoice. So let's get started. We first have to go into Zapier and we have to connect Acuity with InvoiceBerry. As a trigger, we want a new appointment, and as an action, what to do, we want to create a new invoice. All right. Try it. Now we've got to do a few steps. Let's get started. We first have to connect our Acuity account with Zapier. I click on connect. It asks me for my email address I use for Acuity. Click on next. And that's it. Let's click on next. I will need to select what calendar I want to use. That's my default calendar. What appointment type I want it for my one-on-one sessions. I've already created those in my Acuity Scheduling account. Okay, so now with InvoiceBerry, what I have to do is I have to click on connect. And it asks me for my API key and my API password. To get those, you have to log into your InvoiceBerry account, go to settings, main settings, and integrations. And here you have your API preferences. You either see your key and password here, or you have to request one. You can just click on request and it will generate your API key. You can just click on copy here, paste it, then copy, paste it, and click on continue. Now it's just verifying the information with our InvoiceBerry server to check that it's a correct account, and that happened. Right, this is our sample LLC, and I just click on next. And now I could select the client ID. I don't have any clients in the account yet, I think, but also I don't want to select a specific client right now because I want to create a new client for every new meeting. So I click on next, and now you have to select what fields would you like to send from Acuity to InvoiceBerry. So probably client name, the client email, the first name, last name, what else do we need? So that really depends what sort of information you get from Acuity, but I'm just going to select some of the major ones. So the date of issue is required, the currency is required, notes we could add to it, let's say the item description, the unit cost, and the quantity. And we also want to have the sent invoice because we actually want to tell Zapier to email the invoice via InvoiceBerry. So let's click on next. And then for client name, I just click in that field and it already offers me what sort of information I could send from Acuity to InvoiceBerry. So I want to send the first name and the last name. So that would be the client name. And I've already tested that integration in the past. So this is test data John at InvoiceBerry. So if you haven't tested it, if that's the first time you use Acuity, it wouldn't have that data and it just asks you to do a test. Now going to client email, I would select the email I receive, client first name, I go back to John, last name, the currency. Now it's loading all the different currency options we offer in InvoiceBerry. So I'll just say United States dollars. Date of issue, I probably want either when it was created or the date of the appointment. Let's say when it was created. So as soon as it's booked, that's the date of issue for that invoice. Notes we can take over. Item description, let's see, maybe the appointment type. Unit cost, I think we've got a unit cost here. Yeah, price of appointment, $100. The quantity, it's 1. And now, do I want to send the invoice? Yes or no? If you say no, it's just going to save as a draft. If you say yes, it will also send the invoice automatically to your client. Let's click on next. Okay, let's double check the information. This is the information it would send to InvoiceBerry. Let's click on send test. And any moment now, it should tell us if it worked or not. Let's have a look. Okay, let's go to InvoiceBerry. Clients. Okay, so I have got this new client. Let's go to invoices. I've got a new invoice. It's overdue because it's already past the date because I started this test a few weeks ago. But you can see here it was emailed. And let's click on the invoice to see how it looks. One-on-one session, $100. Perfect. Okay, so it seems to have worked. Let's click on next. Turn on SAP. Okay, and there you have it. We activated the SAP. Whenever someone books an appointment with Acuity Scheduling, it automatically will generate an invoice in your InvoiceBerry account. Thanks a lot for listening, and if you need any help setting this up, please reach out and I'm happy to assist you. Bye bye and happy invoicing.